Hello and welcome to Connections. I'm Richard Haynes and thank you for your company on today's show. As always, we'd love to hear from you here on Connections. There's the email address, connections@tvn.com.au. Fire us off an email and we'll do our very best to answer it for you. Well, last week we learned some good news as far as racehorses when they finish their racing days are concerned. And we're joined today by three gentlemen who know a little bit about this. Darren Pearce, CEO of the AJC, Scott Brodie, who's with the AJC in a security point of view and a head horse trainer, and also Shane Brady. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today, and we'll start with you, Darren. I suppose a broad side, what's Racing New South Wales doing regarding horses when their racing days come to an end?
Richard, it's a great opportunity that we have here, and similar to what Paul was saying is the Victorian objectives, we're trying to find a productive life for horses when they finish their racing career. With the AJC, it started small. We have a lot of major events, and for our major race days we thought it would be a great opportunity to rehabilitate some horses to provide a mounted security force through our major events. And that's where it all started. We saw the opportunity was much bigger than that, and by our security team being in-house, we found that we had riding skills within the team, and that team introduced Scott Brodie to us, who's got a fantastic career in equestrian events. And we're now working with Racing New South Wales. We've developed a funding program to rehabilitate 30 horses a year. Those 30 horses may be used at the AJC for mounted security or placed out into the community as pleasure or performance horses. And there'll also be relationships developed with other farms so that those horses who aren't suitable for that can have a lovely home after racing.
Well, Scott, I think you have a very interesting job as the chief horse trainer. We're talking about racehorses here who during their careers were, I suppose, on high performance feeds and whatever else and trained to really gallop. How hard is it to retrain a horse from being a competitive racehorse to a different job after racing?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because it varies from horse to horse, and obviously you know, the varying temperaments in racehorses are from one extreme to the other, where you get the odd one that's quite quiet that can almost walk out and do other activities straight away, and some that require, you know, extensive retraining. But yeah, it's a whole different world because the horses, when they get out to do the type of thing that we're doing with security or possibly with equestrian sports, need to get to a situation where they are communicating with the riders, whereas with racing it's about getting out there and going hard and using their physical attributes. We need to get them to start to use their mental attributes a bit better, and so it's about connecting with them in that sort of communication sort of role.
Now, Shane, as far as these racehorses go, they're already being put into work, and their services have been required for, I think, different music festivals that are held at Randwick and just different events. So the horses, they might have finished their racing days, but they're certainly being kept nice and busy afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely, Richard. And we initially probably underestimated the operational value of the mounted security and the thoroughbreds we're utilising for that. We've found not only are they great for patrolling the expanse of both Warwick Farm and Royal Randwick, but also as an operational tool, particularly in the crowd control area. And they were extremely invaluable during the music festival last year, or Future Music Festival last year.
Darren, I suppose I should ask you a question that might be not a crucial one, but this has to be funded in some way, shape or form. How does that come about?
Well, the AJC started out, as I said, it started small and it's using it for its mounted security force, but from that opportunity we took a business case to Racing New South Wales, and it was great that Arthur Inglis and Peter Volandis and Craig Sewin, the chief vet in New South Wales, supported the program, and Craig's based at Randwick and could see the horses being worked and give that genuine support. And Arthur Inglis, obviously from the Inglis family, has made a business out of thoroughbreds. So those three people saw merit in this and the rehabilitation program. It's a social responsibility type of thing and a welfare issue that we can all be very proud of. So we see this as the starting point. We hope it can grow and become bigger and better in years to come. To do that we'll need additional funding and additional resources, but look, we can develop a program, we can develop a system. We've started that, we've seed capital to grow that, and in the future we hope that we can make it a much more productive and bigger program for the whole New South Wales industry. But there was a starting point, and I've got to thank the drive and determination of Shane and Scott and Lynell Peck from the AJC for crystallising the concept, and then for Racing New South Wales for agreeing to support it so we can help it achieve its objectives.
We're just about out of time with you guys. I'll ask you one final question, Darren. How can any racehorse owners around the country, I suppose New South Wales for this purpose, but around the country, how can they get in contact with you guys or other jurisdictions to find out how they can see their beloved racehorse have a good career after it's racing?
Yeah, the idea is that they contact Shane at the AJC, and they can put their horse in the program. We'll try and find a date that we can take the horse and give it an assessment, and through Shane he can give them some feedback on the program and what it means to be a part of that, and if they contact Shane, we'll communicate with them from there, and hopefully we'll find a home, a productive home for the racehorse after racing.
Okay, so the website, the email is
sbrady@ajc.org.au or sbrady@royalrandwick.com.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for your time today. It's I'm sure this will be well watched because there's plenty of racehorse owners out there, and Mick Price said that it doesn't matter if you're a Group 1 winning horse or you won a maiden at Warwick Nabil. The same care is required for the horses after they finish.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, thanks for your time, and well, good luck with what you're trying to do. It's good.
Thanks, Richard.